Welcome to Noiseville. I'm Ellie Telebian and this is
David Elvick, and we have a cracker of a show coming up for you today.
We sent Tim down to Together the People, festival organised by 1 Inch Badge.
Yep, we chat to the organisers of OXJAM about this year's festival takeover.
And also a very, very special exclusive feature we have. The team headed on down to Skint's 20th anniversary birthday
no
party.
Less. Brilliant, I'm looking forward to seeing that. I think we even got Norman Cook on film.
We did.
Yeah, right, but first a little bit of Noiseville news. First up, Natasha Khan of Bat for Lashes has teamed up with Brighton rockers Toy under the experimental project label Sex Witch. I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a minute. Material was debuted at this year's Green Man Festival. It came out on vinyl and iTunes just last month in September, and the album consists of 6 covers of weird, psyche, mountain, folky songs that basically Natasha and her producer went out on a bit of a spending spree, bought some weird music, listened to it back when they got home, and decided to turn it into something a bit more contemporary and teamed up with Toy to do that. So any idea where the name might come from?
Sexy Witches?
You're pretty much spot on. When they were sitting in the studio and trying to come up with names for the project, they were going down the Moroccan route, trying to find the right perfect name, because it's music from around the world, from places like Morocco and Thailand and Iran. And couldn't come up with the right thing, nothing that sounded perfect. But Natasha would be making a lot of wailing noises in rehearsals, quite tribalistic kind of wailing going on.
You do one for
sounding
me now.
like sexy. I don't know. No, that's really not it at all. Their first track, Helelios, if you want to have a listen.
That sounds hilarious.
It's now up online on YouTube. It's quite tribalistic, like I say, quite rhythmic. Really good track.
I look forward to listening to Sexy Witches. Brighton Unsigned are running Sunday sessions. Started last month at the Brunswick and featured Frankie Furlow, Kudu Blue and Temple Garden.
Okay.
I think it's going to be a really nice platform for local live music and up and coming bands, so we should definitely head down there with our crew and check out what Phil and the team have to offer.
Yeah, absolutely. And just lastly, another little release bit of news. D-Mob Happy, who have been on everyone's radar this summer, have been playing all sorts of festivals, and they're going from strength to strength. This month have released their debut album, Dream Soda. It features 12 tracks of their sort of psyche, grungy rock sound, and Wash It Down is now up on YouTube if you want to check out their first single from the album.
Let's head over to Tim for Together the People Festival.
We're almost at the end of festival season, so we've come along to Preston Park today for the first ever Together the People Festival. We've got the bands, we've got the tents, we've had the rather temperamental weather. Let's see what the music's like.
Watch my back as you creep up from behind. You got a thing for taking away what's mine.
So we're here with Chris and Rich from Carnival Collective, who've just opened the main stage at Together the People. How did you find it, guys?
It's great. It's quite early. I think we woke some people up.
So we're here with Laurie and Josh of Glass City Vice. They've just played the second stage here at Together the People. Guys, how do you think it went?
I thought it was really good. I think, like as the set progressed, more and more people came in and sort of warmed to our sound, so that was really nice to see.
I think we were hoping for rain because we were in a tent, so we were like, people will come in and then it can stop raining after a set, but then the sun came out and we were a bit worried about that we were going to have no one there, but it was good.
You still drew them in quite well, didn't you?
It was good. Final festival of the year for us, so it was nice to have, people there.
Now, as you say, you might have woken a few people up. The first thing that I thought when I was watching you guys is the weather's not really in keeping with your motif, really, is it?
Yeah, it's a shame, actually. We've got a track record of bringing the sun out. It didn't seem to quite happen today, but like a little bit maybe. We did our best, I think.
It didn't rain, that's the main thing, so...
That's it. I think we did well there.
Is this wrong? And I know that I should speak, but I don't.
I'm here with Harry and Peter from Atlas Wines, who are going to be playing the BIM stage later on, and as I was just saying to you guys before we start filming, everyone's been telling me that you're the guys that I have to see, so how does that feel?
Really nice. It's really nice to know that everyone's sort of like supporting us in what we're doing and liking our music. So yeah, I know.
It's a bit mad, like turning up thinking that no one's going to know who you are, like no one's going to come down, then hearing like your name getting thrown about and stuff. It's a bit odd, but yeah, it's nice. It's cool.
Okay, so I'm here with Jack Morris, who's just about to play the folk stage here at Together the People. Is this your first opportunity to perform in a festival at Brighton?
It is, and it's a great day for it. A beautiful festival. It's such a nice day, and it's great to be here with such fantastic people to do it. So I'm really happy.
Now, a lot of the people I've been asking, or I've been speaking to so far, I've been asking them, are they local? And I get the feeling I don't really need to ask you that.
No, I'm from Dublin, so I live in Brighton now with a few artists. We're just writing here and just getting a few tunes together. I'm from Dublin originally, so it's great to be here and play a few songs.
You guys are studying at BIM. Is that where you met?
No,
We've been friends for like about 10 years. Been playing in bands for like 8.
Yeah, 8 years straight we've been playing in bands together, and it's always just whittled down to me and Pete. And then yeah, it's just going well
like
for the last 2
years, isn't it? Like we've been doing this like Atlas Wine stuff. So
yeah.
So it wasn't a kind of go to BIM to find your band. You were good to go.
To BIM to like continue doing the band and like make it better.
Being Brighton, like with all that scene and stuff, it's better than where we came from, sort of thing, in terms of the scene. So
sorry Middlesbrough. Yeah. Sorry.
So that's a little bit of an idea of what was going on at Preston Park this weekend at Together the People. We'll hopefully be back here next year to bring you more fantastic local bands and big name stars at this very same festival, as well as so much more that goes on each and every summer on the festival scene within Brighton and Hove. But for now, I've been Tim Embleton. This is Bmusic. We'll catch you next time.
How long do I have to wait to see how you derive the ways that your stages? Testing my patience, doing all sorts of accents that's wrong. I said, don't make me wait, kid. Said I've waited too long for you to be mine, and I know you fine, but are you mine? No, you just wasting my time. Wasting my time. I said you're wasting my time. I just wanna be sated. Sated. But I don't know your worth. I want to cause you just learned your lesson. Oh, that's all.
your lesson. Still haven't learned mine. So they said, stop going out with girls, that's fine. Go for one and I'll make you dinner. I said you don't know what you're talking about.
Guys, the organisers of OXJAM Festival, OXJAM's Brighton Takeover, in the studio to talk to us all about what's going on this year. How are you doing, guys?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm very well, I'm very well.
I'm very good as well.
Good, good. Now, introduce yourselves and what you do as part of the festival.
I'm Dan, and I'm the marketing coordinator for the festival, so I deal with all of the promotional side of things.
I'm Caroline, I'm the takeover manager, so I deal with everything.
And you did last year as well, I remember.
Yes.
It was quite...
Takeover manager last year, I was a production coordinator the year before and just a volunteer the year before that, so
okay.
Here I am.
In the OXJAM world.
You get promoted year on year.
Okay,
Yeah.
So last year, let's talk about last year first. How much of a success was it? I know it was a bit bigger and a bit sort of better than the year before, at least it performed a bit better, so just how successful was it for everybody?
Well, in terms of an actual fundraising event, it was the most successful event that Brighton ever had. The total in one year was bigger than the total of all 5 years before. So on that level, it was a great success. And we had good lineups, and the festival, it was a good festival, but it's still some venues felt a little bit empty. You know, it's kind of like that challenge of making each venue really work. I felt like, you know, we got 3/4 right.
So if my maths are correct, that makes this the 7th OXJAM in Brighton?
Yes.
And what's happening this year? What can you tell us about who's involved? I take it it's going to be a multi-venue stage type thing again?
Well, this year it's on Saturday the 17th of October and it's on 8 stages. I'll go through the stages first, which is here at the Albert, the Pav Tav, Neighbourhood, Under the Bridge, the Joker, Bleach, the Verdict.
What have we got?
Oh, Marwood, upstairs at Marwood. Yeah, I think that's it, isn't it?
I think that's it.
Well remembered.
So many. Yeah, that's...
And what about sort of promoters involved? I know you get a lot of different Brighton brands involved, so...
Yeah, we've got Brighton Noise running the stage and the Joker. I think you guys are helping us get involved here at the Albert. We've got the guys down at Bleach, they're sort of helping us coordinate the lineup there. Who else have we got
Jackie
on board?
at Under the Bridge. We've got Nick at Marwood, who's doing his upstairs stage. We've got Sam and Penguins in Party Hats, I always get that the wrong way around, at the Pav Tav. We've got Charlie of Sussex Jazz Magazine putting the Verdict stage together, the jazz stage together.
Yeah, it's nice to see that when we sort of put the shout out that we are running a charity event, and the work that Oxfam are doing at the moment is fantastic, and everyone wants to get on board, which is great.
And that local thing is actually really interesting, because having been involved a few years now, there were some great bands on last year, but they weren't from the area, and you could really tell. And there were a few bands doing the OXJAM tour, and even though it was really great to support that, they played to empty rooms. And so this year I feel really good about the fact that we have a strong local lineup and bands that really, you know, people want to come and see.
Can we just talk about that sort of empty venue type thing? Because doing the multi-venue structure to it, it's, well, first off, to organise must be a right pain in the neck.
Yeah.
But I mean, also it's getting enough people in those venues. Do you feel like, have you scaled down this year? And have you cracked it this year? How are you going to get those rooms full?
Yeah, well, I mean, we've scaled down. I think we had 11 venues last year. I think we've got 9 this year, so scaling down slightly. But I think more the emphasis this year has been on it being all local bands. We're looking at around 80 bands, all from Brighton, bar 1 or 2. So I think there's less of that out-of-town bands coming down with the fear of nobody really knowing who they are. Everyone down here has their own individual fan base, so there shouldn't be any empty rooms here. Everybody should be at least bringing their own fans down.
But also it's the job of the promoters, because from my vision has always been that if you've got, we've got people that regularly put bands on in town, so you hope that each promoter really wants to push their own stage and make that work. So you've got these lots of little individual units. And yes, the whole point is the wristband gets you in, £9 gets you into every venue, but I can't imagine there'll ever be one person that can actually get around every single venue.
No.
And so that you have but that's the really, it's nice to have that option. So it's kind of like having a real focus that the promoters will really get people in, but also you're going to have the people that you just randomly go around and have a look and just try things out. And that's the exciting part of the headache of putting such a big event on.
But you have to say, for £9, when you compare it to the Great Escape, what's it, 50 quid?
Yeah.
Mammoth Fest, 60 quid, something like that. There's a stage that caters for everyone.
Yeah.
And for £9 you can go to see a real good mixture of bright bands. So.
Yeah, and I think it's sort of important to touch upon the fact that we're not trying to compete with the Great Escape or anything like that. This is a completely different idea behind it, in that the emphasis is just to raise money and everyone to come together and have a good time.
And also to reflect the diversity of the Brighton music scene, because we're very lucky because we have a lot of bands here, and we're trying to push the different genres. I mean, it does get a little bit indie, but we've got a little bit of reggae, a little bit of jazz, a little bit of ska, as well as indie rock. We've got some more heavy bands this year as well.
So let's talk about bands on the bill. There are a couple that stand out. Who are the big headliners and things like that?
I mean, we kind of, in terms of headliners, it's more of a day of all day headliners in every venue, which the emphasis we tried to go with. So we've got local bands, the likes of Grasshopper, of Empires, Animal House, Safe to Swim. Who else have we got going on?
Dewberries.
The Dewberries, yeah.
Racetrack Gospel.
Racetrack Gospel there as well. Big Society. Nova State.
Got a long list.
Long list. We've got over 80 bands.
Atlas Wind.
Tusks, Last Air. And then we've got some more on the sort of the jazz stages as well. We've got going on
Dave Williams, he's going to be there with his band. I'll get the jazz page. We've got Dan Cartwright, Steve Ashton, the Three Little Birds, and there's going to be the Al Scott Trio and the OXJAM. Oh yes, and we have to say, because under the bridge we've got the Meow Meows as well as the Town of Cats, and we've also AYU, a 10-piece funk band. I mean, that's like 3 very large bands in very small spaces. And also we've got Marwood's upstairs. I must mention that because this is a new venue. I've got the lineup here. We've got Jealous Michael, Anna Rice, Yoss Whites, Warsaw Radio, Nighthouse, Paul Murray and Jane Gilbert at Marwood's.
Right, okay. So quite a bit more folky sort of thing going on there. Tell everyone the day, the time, when they can get their tickets and where.
Yeah, well, tickets are on sale now.
Yep.
If you go to oxjambrighton.co.uk, you can get your tickets on there. The event takes place on Saturday, October 17th. And I think we're starting at midday.
Different stages. I mean, the jazz one might start about 11, but and we've got the coffee shop acoustics, they'll be a little bit earlier as well. So look out for when the actual beginning starts.
Yeah.
There'll be daytime stuff, but
there'll be a lot of Facebook promotion going in. Each venue's going to have sort of an event page and things going on for them to promote.
Fantastic. Right, thank you so much for coming and telling us all about it again. Cannot wait to be down there. Yes. We'll have cameras. Apparently we're going to be filming at Prince Albert, so
you're going to be involved, yeah?
Yeah, we're going to be involved again, definitely more than we were last year. So yeah, look forward to it again. Thanks very much for your time.
Thanks very much, man. Thank you.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. I'm Fatboy Slim, you're watching Bmusic.
What does Skint mean to me? Skint was the label I started 20 years ago now, so it means a hell of a lot actually. It kind of changed my life and just lots of good times and fun and seeing the world and brilliance really, so that's what Skint means to me.
I want to go out on a picnic with you, baby, under the big bright yellow sun. Under the big bright yellow sun, 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 under
is Skint, JC, your boy. Thank you.
Happy birthday, Skint Records, 20 years. Here's to you.
Happy birthday, Skint Records, 20 years to JC, Tim, and Damien. Have a lovely time.
Picnic with you, baby, under the big bright yellow sun. Cheers, yeah. I wanna go out on a picnic with you, baby, out under the big bright yellow sun. Cheers, yeah. I wanna go out on a picnic with you, baby.
A lot of the people who were at Skint Records were good friends before I released music with them, and I'd made music videos and websites and stuff like that with them beforehand. Brighton was where it was at, and it was nice that it wasn't in the capital, and it just created its own little scene out of the funny little seaside town that Brighton is. An amazing backdrop for that. Just the fact that we've got the beach, you know, and the summers are so... The weather's not always great, but the vibe is always the same.
Skint to me means loads. I mean, I started as a fanboy of the label and, you know, buying all the vinyls, going to the record shop, digging out every last Skint release, and to sort of be here 20 years later as one of their artists means so much. It's really like quite a surreal experience for me, so it means a lot to me. I love the label.
Happy birthday, Skint Records. I love you dearly, and I hope that you go on and on and on and on as you have done before. Congratulations.